Hey, it's Hazel, and welcome to part 2 of my Emily Dickinson Typewriter Poetry Series. If you didn't see part 1, I will link it in the description. Basically, I take the first line of one of Emily Dickinson's poems, and I write my own original poem after that first line. I really love how this one turned out, so I hope you enjoy watching and getting some good ambiance vibes before I reveal the poem at the end. So thanks so much for tuning in. Not knowing when the dawn will come, I open every door. So each new opportunity breeds better than before. Not knowing when my life will end, I keep a steady hand. My legs may shake when met with fate, but on my feet I'll land. Thank you so much for watching, and please let me know what you thought of the poem in the comments. Any and all feedback is appreciated. And this is kind of the end segment where I like to share something Dickinson related in my life. I have been collecting a lot of like memorabilia and merchandise, and something I got for Christmas that I'm really excited about and I've been using nonstop is this divination deck. It's kind of like tarot cards, but you basically ask a question and it comes with 78 divination cards that have quotes on them from her poems. So it's not the first line always, but it's a corresponding line from one of her poems that would answer your question theoretically with a yes, no, or maybe. And the few times I've pulled these so far, they've been pretty spot on. So I figured it'd be cool if I could pull one right now and just basically ask what Emily thinks of me doing this poetry series, or what the universe thinks of me doing this poetry series, depending on what you believe in. So let's see what it comes up with. I'm not a good shuffler either, so don't come at me for that. I usually just feel it out and see. Okay, so this is what I got. For each ecstatic instant, we must an anguish pay in keen and quivering ratio to the ecstasy. So I looked up the full poem that this comes from because I like to really understand like the old English language she's using, and it's basically talking about the human experience and how pain and pleasure go hand in hand, and the world is a revolving balance of light and dark, which if you're a little delulu like me, you can say that that totally answered my question. What does the universe or Emily think of me doing this poetry series? For every poet, there is someone who appreciates their poetry, or for every writer, there's someone else who relates to the pain who then writes based off their writing, and it's the cycle of life and artistry. Or you're just crazy like me and you're making shit up. But also I feel like that totally makes sense. I feel happy with that one. Like, this is the natural progression of life, to continuously be inspired and then uninspired, and all art kind of leads into each other because everything we make is something someone's made already before us, and I think that that's beautiful. So I'll show you this card again. And on the back of all the cards is this little illustration. It's kind of the bottom of the famous portrait of her sitting there that everyone knows. So I really love these cards. It was one of the Christmas presents I got that I was most pumped about. So if you want to get these and let me know if they work for you, that'd be amazing. There's a cool description on the back about the guy who created it and his experience with the deck. And I just love tarot and I love divination cards, and I just love Emily Dickinson like a crazy amount, so this makes me feel closer to her, and it's a cool way for me to understand her poetry better and have a reason to look into the meanings of some of her poems that I might not understand right off the bat. So thank you so much for watching. If you're still here, I really, really appreciate it. Thank you for indulging me and my love of these things, and I hope that either you love these things as well, or maybe you can find a new appreciation for poetry. Thank you. I'll see you next time. Bye.